Hello. My name is Nothando Mhaule. This is my first ever open mic session. I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay. This is one of my favorite poems I wrote in 2019. This is titled Boy Bye. I'm a lover of love, even though love doesn't always love me back. I allowed you to consume me when you'd already eaten. I should have known. I should have known you'd only ordered a snack. You see, in between the gimmicks and you trying so hard not to become my ex's mimic, I was a cynic. But that time I became the main event to your ridicule. Honey, what you did to me can never be cool. Did you really think sis would always be a fool? Then allow me to educate. Let me take you back to school. You may not be the sharpest tool in the toolbox, but you'll always just be another tool. Son. Empty vessels make the most noise. The lack of substance is masked by the phantom poise. When you drown me in your chaos, I thought I lost my voice. Even had me speaking in yours, you left the girl with no choice. Listen. I let my silence speak volumes, then you went and told your boys you'd been with all of me. Stop smoking those mushrooms, baby boy. I am a phoenix. I rise from the ashes and dance with the fumes. Yes, I'm preaching to the new generation. I birthed this whole congregation. It's all becoming clearer now. You and my anxiety, I peep the correlation. So join me in my office. I'll make my points in power through this presentation. When you fail to understand me, you got me caught up in some misrepresentation. How lighter skin was the bomb, as if I'd explode from an overload of pigmentation. Can I flex? I want to exercise my right to freedom of expression. Maybe then I look like all the girls you manage to sneak into every conversation. You lured me in with soothing whispers of little somethings, and suddenly I was Eve deceived, devouring the forbidden fruit, called it love I should have received. You told me. You told me that sinners were angels that fell down and got back up. You never told me that my fall broke my right to drink from the holiest cup. Panic. I couldn't move, I was static. You took the power I refused to give. You took it all till I had no more will to live. You remind me of a penny. Why? 'Cause you're two faced and you're worthless. Nonetheless, I forgive you so you can step back 'cause I'm done dealing with your mess. Come on now, give it a rest. The only time you had my back was when you were talking behind it. I've had my faults. Now, even I'm not afraid to admit, yes, I got through the dark days 'cause they don't really count as a limit. I have my own light, so I don't need you or anyone to get lit. You chose. You chose to throw shade. I could only watch fade away anyway. Keep shooting me with your words and watch me levitate. I meditate, 'cause I only trust God to keep those demons away. I can still hear those unfriendly voices in my head, the ones that kept cutting and cutting till I bled. You told me to be myself. I did it. You told me to be perfect. I tried. You told me to fit in. I tried. You told me to, 'cause you told me. So when you told me to shrivel up and die, psh, boy, bye. Okay, this next one I wrote a long time ago. I don't remember. Funny because it's actually titled Remember. I don't remember exactly when I wrote it. But it's around 2018, I think. Let me just find it quickly. Okay, I can't find it. Why can't I find it? Can I find it? Guess I'll do another one because I can't find it. Can I do another one? Okay. Okay. What is this one titled? Hmm. Okay. Okay. What is going on? Okay. This one is titled Honestly. I wrote this last year during the pandemic. I feel like this defines where I was and who I am now and where I want to be. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm still learning to love like a 5 year old, knowing that everyone around me is just human, knowing that the devil could be the girl in the mirror, knowing that my name defines the word sinner. I'm not afraid of the dark, but I am afraid of the lies shadows tell, make believe whispers, making me believe that I am not invisible. Because you see, people are the way they are because they want to be, not because of some monstrous stain ruined their favorite shirt. There is no stain or shirt, the monster is them. Sometimes I wish I was a superhero. The power of dream walking, just walking on my anxiety's deepest, darkest dreams. Maybe she'll be embarrassed enough to leave me alone forever. 'Cause I needed to die to know what living is. Rose to the bottom and fell to the highest of all peaks. That experience alone was awesome. 'Cause you see, even I know that perfection is but a dream I'd like to simmer in forever. Sometimes I hear voices of people I used to know say the meanest of things like they weren't real human beings, like they had gold plated halos and bulletproof wings. I use the word sometimes, a lot, because, well, sometimes, well, most of the time, I'm unsure, not sure of who I am or where I'm going. Sometimes I want to feel like I'm either or, but never that. Sometimes I want to be more than just your welcome home mat. I introspect a lot, wanting to see how I came to be what people see. The difficulty of trying to love me is next to impossible to measure. My good qualities are a long lost treasure, and my flaws are the giant sea monster guarding the gate. You still have to walk through the maze of my insecurities to get the key, and my low self esteem just swallowed the map. I crave intensity. In a relationship, it's a necessity. I guess that's why none of my relationships last long. Even when I find something close to it, I flee because deep down I don't believe I deserve it. You see, I'm not my parents' favorite anything. I think it's because I screw up a lot. Yet somehow I've managed not to become a total screw up. So if you're waiting for me to be perfect, sorry to be the one to tell you this, but it's time that you gave up. Thank you. Okay. This next one. Ooh, okay. This next one is also about heartbreak. Oh, no, no, no. Not yet. This one is titled Defined. I wrote this one last year on the 22nd of August. I wrote this one for Mother's Day. I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, it's titled Defined. Being a woman means to walk out battered and bruised or roll out in a coffin. It means getting to decide on a way out, then having that choice taken away from you. Being a woman means you are beautiful on condition. It means that you are never your own, bought and sold, but never bargained over. Being a woman means you are a sellout. It means you walk onto a battlefield armed with rifles and missiles, knowing that you gave up trade secrets. It means that you preach peace and turn to collect the dividends from the war. Being a woman means learning to choose heartbreak over deathbed. It means no matter what I choose, I end up dead. Being a woman means that you live in the eye of a tornado. You maneuver your way so as to not get caught in the storm. You show up with spokes to a gunfight. It means that you could take your last breath at any moment, even at the hands of your own. Being a woman is to thank God for the roof over my head. It is to pray that He takes me in a dignified way. Being a woman means putting effort in your survival, then poof, you're gone in 60 seconds. It means that you are to blame for your misfortunes. If you cannot prove it happened to you, then you're just being a bitch. Being a woman means you are a bitch. Being a woman means you can't breathe every day. Even when you can, it means that you have the ability to do a lot of things, but you can't. It means having a masterpiece only to hang up an empty frame. Being a woman means serving yourself on a platter for savages who didn't take the time to study your nutritional value. Being a woman means being nutritionally valuable. That's why they swallow you whole like you all they can live on. Being a woman means negotiating your worth for whatever they deem it worth. It means being a good girl, be seen, never heard, be keen, never hurt. Being a woman means that you are the epitome of all extremes, of creation and destruction, of beauty and its ugly head. Being a woman means being lived on. You are the ground that keeps them elevated. You are the very dust from which they were created. Being a woman means you remain even as they trample you, seeing as you are beneath them. It means that even after lifetimes, you still won't open up and swallow them whole. Being a woman means never being whole. It means that you have to learn that there's always someone willing. Being a woman means you have to be that someone willing because it's harder to accept that you never stood a chance from the very beginning. Okay, I'm gonna do one last one. Uh, Okay, this one is titled The Tale. I also wrote this one last year, I think in October. This one explains what it feels like to have anxiety and depression at the same time. I feel like it like paints a picture of what mental health feels like and being in a toxic environment at the same time and trying to be strong too for everyone around you because everybody's sinking with you. Okay, this one is titled The Tale. I am sad, drenched in despise for the boy who loved me too much. Too much, but not enough to steer me towards loving myself. So I drove into him, and that was that. I am sad, draped in my pathetic efforts to be loved by the boy in love with his own image, kept on a pedestal on the highest shelf. I wear these garments with shameful pride, anything to parade one's true self. So there he was, where I was. I stripped him naked with nowhere to hide. I am sad, bleeding out in sorrow for the boy who begged me to pour into his cup. I hemorrhaged anointment into his drought. Hook, line, I sunk him. He's all dried up now. I am sad, bandaged in pity I do not feel. Pity for this girl who is afraid to be used. Once have, but never again. I'm only as good as the parts left unbroken. I am sad. Sealed shut in desperation, trying to conceal myself in your lips. Maybe I can shut them long enough to hide the sound of my name, long enough not to hear you ask me to stay. I am drifting. I look at every boy, look at me. It's in the flow of the wind that I see my reflection. Like a paper plane with a plan, I've flown miles and miles from perfection. I am a disaster. A paper town that looks so good on paper. I'm the peaceful chaos they warned us about. I comfort you with destruction. My healing is a plague. Pleasing distress, I'm ecstasy your next fix cannot go without. I am sad. I do not know what you feel, only what I am. I'm a serpent's wave. It's only a matter of time before I drown you in my venom. Then you'll be too far gone to save. I said my name is sadness. I am here again. I will keep coming back, coming back. Eating at you, I'm a cancerous cell. I am the cancer. By the devil's orders, I'm here to drag you back to hell. Thank you.